3 things Browns rookie Shedeur Sanders must do in preseason debut versus Panthers. Cleveland Browns quarterback Shedeur Sanders doesn't deserve to be under the most pressure of any rookie this season. But by way of being a Sanders, experiencing a historic fall, landing in a dysfunctional organization, and bringing some headlines onto himself, the football world will be tuned into NFL Network on Thursday night. Sanders will be starting for Cleveland against the Carolina Panthers. The deck will be stacked against him. Neither Jerry Jeudy nor Cedric Tillman will suit up for the festivities, but the Panthers will be sending their starters. With Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dylan Gabriel ahead of Sanders on the depth chart, merely making the roster should be considered a success. His first game action could go a long way in forcing Cleveland's hand. Sanders' work is cut out for him. The most important thing Sanders can do on Thursday is avoid disaster. That's not football rocket science, but with so many eyes on his performance, an act of self-destruction would quickly become the talk of training camp. The game, of course, doesn't count. However, this is the August Super Bowl for the national media. A multi-turnover performance could be catastrophic. Sanders doesn't need to look far and away better than any other passer on Thursday. If he merely looks the part and gives himself something to build off of, the absence of a story works to his benefit. Sanders' profile hinges on his intangibles. He doesn't have the biggest arm, nor is he the most athletic passer. He's supposed to play point guard, limiting turnovers, avoiding sacks out of structure, and being just aggressive enough to add upside to the game manager moniker. If he's not winning with his tools, he has to win between the ears, meaning Thursday cannot be too fast for him. One area where that might come through is in his pre-snap operation. Sanders hasn't had a ton of reps with the starters and will likely be working with a patchwork lineup of first and second string options up front and out wide. While not entirely in his control, it will be important for the Browns to limit pre-snap penalties. Sanders making plays out of structure would be nice, but he isn't going to get regular season playing time if he can't operate the offense in rhythm. Keeping the offense on the tracks is imperative, even if Cleveland doesn't light up the scoreboard in Carolina. Lastly, Sanders' athleticism is among his biggest question marks. Nobody expects him to run wild on Thursday and showcase some significant impact on the ground game. Still, this will be his first game action against NFL-level athletes. Browns fans should be watching him both within the pocket and on the occasional scramble. If his athleticism looks closer to league average than a liability, it would be fairly meaningful for his viability in his quest for playing time. Proving he has startable tools and as-advertised processing while being in control of the offense can all happen without some show-stopping performance. With so much attention spent on a preseason opener, quieting the noise could be a blessing for Sanders' first impression. The stage is set. Saturday night in Charlotte, the NFL preseason rolls on. But this game? It's not just another August exhibition. For Shedeur Sanders, the rookie quarterback draped in pressure, pedigree, and promise, this is more than a game. It's his first NFL test, his first time under the lights in a professional huddle, and his first chance to prove that he belongs among the league's elite. Cleveland fans are watching. So are the doubters. And in a Browns QB room crowded with veterans like Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett, Sanders has a rare opportunity to shake up the hierarchy. But he'll need more than flashy throws or viral highlights. He'll need poise, precision, and presence. Here are the 3 things Shedeur Sanders must do in his preseason debut against the Carolina Panthers to set the tone for his NFL journey. 1. Command the huddle like a veteran. Before the ball is even snapped, Shedeur needs to establish one thing above all: leadership. Rookies, especially rookie quarterbacks, don't always walk into a huddle with instant respect. But Shedeur isn't an average rookie. His father, Coach Prime Sanders, raised him not just to play football, but to lead men. That mindset must show from the first series. Shedeur needs to deliver plays with clarity and authority, communicate confidently with linemen and receivers, control the tempo like it's his offense, not just a borrowed playbook. The Panthers' defense won't care about his last name or his highlight reels at Colorado, but his teammates might rally around him if he takes control with maturity. If he's barking protections, motioning receivers, or calmly adjusting at the line of scrimmage, he'll signal that this isn't too big for him. And that's the first battle. Because in the NFL, the huddle listens to those who act like they belong. 2. Protect the ball like it's gold. Let's be honest, rookie QBs are expected to make mistakes. Coaches accept that. Fans tolerate it. But turnovers? Those are different. The single fastest way to lose the trust of your coaches and teammates is coughing up the football. Shedeur needs to play clean football. That doesn't mean he has to be overly conservative or avoid taking shots downfield. But it does mean no forced throws into double coverage, pocket awareness to avoid blindside fumbles, getting rid of the ball instead of taking unnecessary sacks. Remember, the preseason isn't about padding stats. It's about showing decision-making skills that translate into trust. Even if Shedeur finishes with modest numbers, say 9 of 14 for 88 yards, but no interceptions, no fumbles, and a couple of smart audibles, that would be a huge win in the eyes of the Browns coaching staff. Mistakes happen, but if Shedeur shows he understands when to take risks and when to live another down, he's ahead of the curve. 3. Flash the it factor just once. This isn't college. NFL windows are tighter. Defenders are faster. The pocket collapses like a folding chair. And yet, every now and then a quarterback makes one play that makes the whole stadium sit up. A frozen rope across the middle. A sideline throw on the run. A perfectly dropped deep ball. For Shedeur Sanders, this game is about proving he can operate at an NFL level. But if he wants to make headlines, and more importantly, plant a seed in the coaches' minds, he needs at least one wow moment. Just one flash of brilliance that says, "This kid has it." Whether it's a perfectly placed back shoulder throw, escaping pressure and throwing a strike on the move, leading a 2-minute drill that ends in a score. That single moment of magic could be the spark that ignites a QB controversy, or at least puts Shedeur's name right next to Pickett's and Flacco's in the minds of fans and analysts. Because no matter how much poise or polish a quarterback has, the NFL craves playmakers. And Shedeur has always had a little of that primetime magic in his DNA.